Welcome to SwitchCorner, my name is Alex and today I'm excited to share with you all some of my favourite eShop Switch deals covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. This one is the budget edition, all the deals under $10, so the idea really is here, let's expand that collection without breaking the bank. If you do find this video useful then consider hitting that subscribe button, it helps a huge amount as we do push for 50k subscribers. With that, let's get started. Later in the video then I do have a winner to announce for a $10 eShop gift card and one more to give away. To enter, drop a comment down below and the winner they'll be announced in next week's video. If you do grab anything then as well, consider using cornershop.gg for discounted eShop credit. You'll get 5% off at checkout using code CORNER. Vesper Zero Light Edition is a must-have for puzzle platformer fans. You play as Seven, a small android who's lost on a planet full of deadly machines. There's also traces of an ancient civilization that you must investigate. This one, it definitely leans into action as well, with chase sequences and the ability to control your foes. Now once you do complete the game then you can play it again and see the impact you made. The highlight of this game for me, it is the visuals. They are reminiscent of Limbo but with a neon addition. It also then has a standout soundtrack to really elevate the alien atmosphere. It's 30% off, matching the low, and my full review is in the pinned comment below. Blade Complete Bundle gets a new low price, 90% off of that is a steal. Action platformer fans, these are just indie gems that place you in the role of Rin and send you on a mission to be the greatest hero of all time. The story, it's an afterthought, but the action is fantastic as you jump and dash through a huge amount of enemies and bullets. It definitely gets borderline bullet hell at points, but it's never too difficult. The gameplay though, seriously satisfying, the visuals pop as well, and this one, it supports local co-op. Not the longest of games, 3 hours combined if you just want to tackle the main story, but I've now been back a few times. Depth of Extinction will be for the tactical RPG fans. It's a new low price then, 76% off. I've always liked the genre personally, but the Switch benefits from entries that use smaller battlefields, which is exactly what this one does. The world I love, it's been destroyed by floods and killer machines, and now out to destroy what remains of humanity. You are the sole defender of the last standing government. Build a squad and tackle this evil head on. So think here basically team setup, so weapons, armor, items. There's 5 factions to battle against, there's 10 classes to experiment with, and it even features roguelike elements. It's rounded out then with a classic pixel style which definitely suits it. Valfaris and Slain, a double pack, is matching the low, 90% off, and if you don't own either, I'd suggest that this direction as Valfaris is on sale standalone, but somehow it costs over double. I think it's fair to describe these though as metal action platformers. Slain, it takes you on a gothic journey to liberate 6 cursed realms from 6 overlords, and Valfaris, it throws you into a heavy metal space saga that has you returning to your home planet to uncover what destroyed it and to really tackle the evil at the heart of it. We got a sequel incoming for Valfaris, but both are great games. Do keep in mind though, these games are incredibly difficult, but if you're up for a challenge, they are definitely worth it. A quick self-plug, if you haven't already, consider checking out PlayStation Corner and Xbox Corner, both are linked below. On Xbox Corner we break down deals, reviews and Game Pass. PlayStation we have reviews, deals and PS Plus. Most recently we've covered Forspoken, we will be covering Dead Space post-launch, and we also covered Callisto Protocol. We also intend to have content for PSVR 2 as well, come launch later in February. The support there, it's again like SwitchCorner, always appreciated, and now on with the video. Freshly frosted for something completely different than a relaxed puzzle game that goes for a pastel-like design to its world. Now I didn't expect a narrative, but it does pack one. Wouldn't call it much honestly, but it is nice to have a sense of forward progression. The concept then is simple, we are making up donuts and we must create the conveyor belts which connect them to decoration machines and eventually an end goal. Naturally it dials up the difficulty and quickly introducing different types of donuts, and the challenge here really is it's going to show you how they should look. You now need to figure out where they need to go. I liked it a lot and it's a new low price at 28% off. You can also see my full review then in the pinned comments. Collapsed is for the roguelike fans out there. This was a weird one for me. When I first played it, honestly I wasn't keen, or at least for the first few hours. The more I got into it though, the more I came around to its ideas. Now that said, I will link my full review so I can kind of take you through that entire experience, but I will say at this point there's definitely much better out there. This price though, it definitely makes it a whole lot easier to recommend, 80% off. And it definitely has some unique ideas such as crafting, throwing then the usual formula of attempting runs, tackling different biomes and building up a skill tree, and yeah, I definitely consider it worth a look. I also really like the general speed of the gameplay. Things get manic, and the control scheme, it's incredibly responsive, which definitely puts you in a position to succeed. Turnip, Boy Commits Tax Evasion may be one of my favourite titles out there. Just the name alone, it's just so random. But if you like a Zelda-like experience, then this is worth a look. Old school Zelda, of course, if that's not obvious from the visuals, but the whole idea here is you're on an adventure to pay back a massive debt to Mayor Onion. Is all of this debt yours though? How did it get there? Is this vegetable government even corrupt? All of these questions you will answer on this adventure. Think combat, exploration and environmental puzzles. An extremely charming game overall though, this one, and I hope we see more of this world. I especially love the visual design. It's just so clean and it pops in handheld if you do own an OLED. It's matching the low price then, 60% off. Huntdown is an incredible run and gun experience. You're thrown into a decaying future world where you're working for some sort of government to take down a number of different gangs. Kind of reminds me of the movie The Warriors if we were out to beat everyone down. But yeah, overall I just had a blast here. You can control one of 3 heroes from human to cyborg. There's plenty of weapons to find and experiment with, and the game is tough, but I would consider it fair as well. Boss encounters then are a highlight, and I particularly like a few small modern inclusions like the ability to take cover. Just kind of gives you a moment to, step away and breathe. It's topped off then with a killer soundtrack, and you can see my full review below. This one, it's 80% off, matching the low. My opinion, this one is worth every penny. Blue Fire is our penultimate game. It's 60% off, matching the low price, often referred to as 3D Hollow Knight. Definitely true, but it's an action-adventure game that's as much about combat as it is exploration and incredible platforming. Now, thankfully, the game delivers in all of these areas, but my favourite part has to be these challenge rooms that have complex structures that you must now navigate. Overcome them, though, for massive reward. Now, as you do progress, your character will uncover upgrades, and there's also a unique cast to meet along the journey. The narrative uncover what happened to this once great kingdom. I highly recommend this one. I think it is worth full price. It runs and looks great on the Switch, and yet again, this price, it is an absolute steal. Our winner of the week then is going to Danny Price, who highlighted the fact he's replenishing that bank account, and I think that goes for most of us in January, and fortunately it's been a relatively quiet month for new releases. Congrats so Danny, drop me an email to claim that code, and everyone else, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. Nuts is our final game of the week. It's a new low with 60% off, and I'll put this up front. This game is not perfect on the Switch. Towards the end game, you will notice some frame rate struggles, and there's one level in particular where the game is hit hard. You can see all of the details in my full review in the pinned comments. If you do, however, enjoy, unique narrative-based adventures, I do think it's going to be worth a look. It's got a very interesting visual style, and it feels somewhat like a Firewatch type of game. The story is relatively simple, though. You're investigating squirrels, and you must capture them on camera, but it quickly evolves into the destruction we are doing to some of these environments. To be honest, by the end it goes to places you'll never see coming, but I weirdly enjoyed just positioning and moving these cameras to see what the wildlife around me was up to. Again, I would suggest watching a review or two, but it is definitely unique. And that's the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library? Let me know in the comments. With that then, hit subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.